From the Beam Media Studios in Dallas, Texas, this is the Jack Attack, and I am your host, Jack Everett. And today on the show, we are going to figure out one of the more important questions I've ever been asked, which is a question that comes up frequently when I meet new people, and that question is, where are you from? Now, to figure out this question, I think we need to go to my viewers. Okay, so many of my viewers probably have an idea where I am from because most of my viewers at this point are my friends that actually know me in real life. But if you've come to my channel to discover who I, Jack Everett, the most important man on the internet, is, well, today's your lucky day where you can interact with me and figure out where I'm from. So I'm going to take this little test, or I'm going to do this accent tag test that I found on the internet. The following questions are a list of the accent tag questions you'll have to answer. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? Crap, what do we call this one? Man, what did we call this one? I know one time on Halloween, my best friend was like, let's go toilet paper a friend's house. We call it toilet papering. That's what we call it. All right. We didn't actually do it. We chickened out. We got the toilet paper and everything. We went to the star's house. And then we put one little piece of toilet paper on one branch of the tree in their front yard. And we called it good. Okay. So what is the bug that when you touch it curls into a ball? Okay. So I call these ones potato bugs. But I've lived so many places that I also know that many people call them roly-polies. But I do not call them roly-polies. I call them potato bugs. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? All right, so this one's bad for me. My gut reaction is to call it soda. But usually I call it pop, even though my gut reaction is to call it soda. So I would guess that soda is more indicative of where I'm from, but I tend to call it pop because one time when I was at a babysitter's house, they had this little like toy grocery store thing, and the soda pop said pop on it. So ever since then I called it pop. What do you call gym shoes? I call them usually sneakers. What do you say to address a group of people? So I would probably say all of y'all. That's what I would normally say. I would say all of y'all. But I might just say y'all. But this is probably not indicative of where I'm from. What do you call the kind of spider or spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? I guess it's referring to a daddy long legs. That's what I call it, daddy long leg. Daddy long leg spider. Maybe daddy long legs with an S. Not sure. What do you call your grandparents? Well, this is kind of a different one. So I call my grandma, but I call my grandpa Grampy Bone. And so the Grampy Bone thing, however, comes from the video game Fallout, because there is this guy in Fallout, and I'm talking about Fallout 1, and he's a really nutty guy, and I forget his name. I want to say Aradesh, but I don't think it's Aradesh. I just think it's a guy that lives in the same village as Aradesh. And the guy has a bone in his nose, and he calls the bone Grampy Bone, and because of that, I call my own grandpa Grampy Bone. The actual truth is I don't call my grandparents anything. They're all dead. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I call it a grocery cart. I'd be interested to know what anyone else calls these things, because that's certainly what I call it. Yeah, for sure. Let me know what your answers to these questions in the comments. Oh, you know what? Maybe people call it a shopping basket. No, shopping basket's the one you carry around. What do you call it when the rain falls while the sun is shining? Well, this will tell you where I'm from. I've never seen that happen. Where does that happen anywhere? What is the thing you change the TV channel with? It is a remote or a remote control. I want to know what other answers to that question are too. Okay, so the following words I have to pronounce. The first one is ant, like the bug. That's how I pronounce it. Ant, not aunt. Roof. This one, route. Wash. And I know some people call this one wash, but I do not call it wash. See, there's no R right here between the A and the S. Oil, theater, iron, salmon. But I might call it salmon, like Salman Rushdie. Okay, no, I'd call it salmon. This one is hard because this one I'll pronounce differently depending on the circumstances. I would normally say caramel, but I might say caramel. I would guess if I read it, I would say caramel, but if I was actually just referring to the candy, I would call it caramel. Fire, water, sure. I wonder what other people pronounce that. Do they say sir? No, no one says sir. Sure. S-H-E-R. Sure. Data. Okay, data is an interesting one because I wonder if some people say data. Now, I call the word data, but data with a capital D is the character in Star Trek. So I would call it data referring to that character, but referring to the collection of information, I would just call it data. Ruin. Cran. Now, crayon is another interesting one because as I read it, I'm like, oh, it's crayon. But no, I would just say cran, C-R-A-N, I think. All right, this one I pronounce it Nyowlings. Sorry, this one's a difficult one for me because I played Gabriel Knight. Oh, we actually have it right back here. Now that I think about it, I got my Gabriel Knight 3 right here. And Gabriel Knight is from Nyowlings, and he pronounces like Nolans or something like that. But I just thought it was so funny how Gabriel Knight pronounces Nyowlings that I just pronounce it really funny. So I pronounce it like Nyowlings. And I know a guy from Louisiana, and he's like, you're an idiot. It's pronounced either New Orleans or Narlands. Well, I don't know how he says it. But anyway, so I would actually pronounce it New Orleans. And, but if I'm actually going to say it, of course I'm going to say it like Gabriel Knight. Nyowlings. Okay. This one, pecan. I would say maybe pecan. Probably pecan. I would say my gut reaction is to say pecan, but I think I've heard people say pecan, and so that's how I know I would actually say it, even though my gut reaction is to say pecan. Both, again, probably. I would probably say probably. So just P-R-O-B-L-E-Y is how I would say it, probably. Spitting image. Okay, I wouldn't really say spitting image. I would say spitting image. I'd actually never use that phrase. It's not really a phrase that I grew up with. Alabama, lawyer. Maybe some people say lawyer. No, it's lawyer, L-O-Y-E-R. Coupon. I know some people say coupon, but I would say coupon. Wait, would I say coupon or coupon? That's a tough one for me. I guess I would say coupon, but I might say coupon. I would say either one. So use that to guess where I'm from. Mayonnaise is how I pronounce that. Just M-A-N-A-S-E, mayonnaise. Syrup. Pajamas. Cot, like C-O-T, cot. Naturally, so N-A-T-R-A-L-L-Y, naturally. I would not say naturally, naturally. I would say naturally, like no U sound. Aluminum. Now, aluminum's an interesting one because I've heard people say aluminium. Aluminium. That's like a British thing, I think, if you call it aluminium or whatever. Aluminum is how that is said, and that is the correct way to say it. And finally, and. I would say and. I'm kidding. I know it says this one. Envelope is how I pronounce that one. All right, so that is my answer to those questions. Let me know where you think I am from in the comments, and also let me know how you pronounce these things and your answers to these questions as well in the comments, because I'm actually very, very interested to know what some of all of y'all call some of these things. So be sure to leave a comment about it to let me know, and let me know what your guess as to where I'm from is. And this has been Jack Everett from the Beam Media Studios in Dallas, Texas. Thanks for watching.